Imagine expectations being quite organic, and we're looking for certainty, right? Because we're so terrified of uncertainty. That we're looking for certainty and something more defined, and expectations are evolving constantly. And that's what brings me to the other side of things. Now, expectations are what you want, it's what you would like to have. But then there's the other side, or at least the complementary side, which is boundaries, which is what you will not tolerate, which tend to be a bit more, well, rigid, so to speak. I'm unlikely to start enjoying getting smacked in August. I don't like it in February, but that's not going to change later either. So, what would you say about how people approach boundary setting? And do you think, in your experience of speaking with people, that is often a stumbling block in relationships? Inadequate boundaries or boundaries set without much thinking behind them?
Yeah, hugely. I think boundaries are not set without much thinking behind them, and that's also an issue, right? Because boundary expectations I don't think a lot of couples talk about boundaries in the starting of their relationship because it's not a topic that's very well understood or discussed. I think there are two parts to boundaries, psychological boundaries at least. One is about containment, right? How do you contain yourself psychologically in terms of your emotions and whatever's going on inside you? Are you going to, if I'm really angry, do I kind of contain myself or do I just throw this on my partner, right? The other part of boundaries would be how do I protect myself, because boundaries are also protective, right? So if my partner is throwing something at me constantly, am I going to just take that in and I'm just going to kind of, if my partner is really angry one day because of some reason and comes and tells me you're really worthless and you're really useless, you don't even help me, am I just going to take that in? Is my boundary that weak? So boundaries should also be protective. And I feel like that's when your question comes in terms of or your understanding comes in when you say that you must have multiple sources of self-validation, of your self-concept, of your self-identity, because if your partner becomes the only source, then these boundaries are obviously going to be quite too porous, right? On the other hand, the other problem with psychological boundaries are sometimes if we've had kind of a long-term relationship and we've had these difficult patterns, but we've lived in the relationship, we can also be very walled off, right? So we decided that, okay, I'm just going to be like, my boundaries are going to be really rigid. Like, whatever my partner is saying, they're going to keep saying this, and I'm just going to be content because it unnerves me so much to be able to put that in, right? So I think the most important part about boundaries in relationship would be that you keep them porous, right? Adequately porous, where you're protected and you're contained, but you're also not walled off to your partner. I think, again, coming back to little things, because I keep, now that you're here, I'm being able to think. I think there was a point in little things where you're just walled off and you've stopped communicating, and I think you and your partner overcome it quite well. I mean, the resolution is good, and that's, I think, would be the best way to kind of talk about communication of boundaries, right? To be able to point this out and to figure out what you're doing in terms of this and come to a level ground, so to say.
Yeah. No, I think that makes a lot of sense. But Dhruv, you and I spoke in the briefing call as well about how, over time, and when do you set a limit? Let's say you set these boundaries, you set these expectations, and you frequently find that the partner tends to cross those lines. At what point in time do you decide that you're being compassionate, you're being a pushover, you're being too lenient? At what point in time do you decide that you can't tolerate this anymore? Are there any signs you've looked for in the past?
No, not really. I think those boundaries, I mean, that time limit is very intangible, I guess. It's more about respect. When you feel there's a lack of respect, because if the other person is doing something which doesn't sit well with you and deliberately doing it for some sort of power, I think that screws up with your head. So it could be as much as an hour and it could be as much as a lifetime, I guess. I don't know. But I think it's about shouldn't screw up with your idea of self and your idea of respect. I don't know. Maybe I don't know about this, to be very honest. But I think, yeah, shouldn't make you feel bad about yourself. To having set boundaries. I mean, what also usually happens when you set a boundary, the other person feels, oh, my freedom is taken away, whatever that boundary might be, So the other person feels, oh, I'm not going to be myself then. If you are setting the rules, I guess. But it's like a plus and minus. I mean, you don't have to do everything that you want to do, maybe, so that there's a greater good that is at offer, you know. So if you can do those calculations, it's really messed up. But I think it's important to do those calculations in order to be stable and secure, I guess.